Hello, my friends. Today's live is about how music can change our lives for the better. So, we have a very special guest, my friend shelle from Autism Mums Thrive. She is absolutely amazing, and I can see her. She's gonna come in the house. Come on. I've been waiting for this the whole day today. I was so excited. Let's see if she's joining us.
Hey!
Oh, thank you for
Hello.
joining me. I was so excited. I barely could sleep last night. I have to say.
Oh, bless you. It's so lovely to be here. Oh, I'm looking like it's been hot.
Been hot in here too.
I'm like, that's one of the reasons I left California. It was too hot.
Oh, yeah, the weather has been a bit funny.
Oh,
It's getting ready for a big storm in here, however,
oh,
after a
I
very hot
heard.
day. So
Yes. Oh,
I
lovely.
was trying to introduce you for this evening, and I got lost in the words and so many qualifications. But
No way.
I just managed to say that you're a certified NLP practitioner, and then I just wanted to say that you are Mama. You've got this coach.
Yes, all your
And
moms. We got this.
I think the rest you can tell us about yourself
Yeah. Oh, hi,
better.
Camille Tyler. Camille just popped on. And she's one rocking mama, too.
Oh, we love this community.
Oh,
All the rocking mummies,
totally.
all the rocking mamas joining us this evening.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. I feel like it's such a pleasure. Thank you.
Well, thank you for accepting to come to my live. I'm quite new to this, but hopefully we'll get through the evening.
You're going to be fabulous.
The reason I invited you is that from the moment we met each other and we met and connected, it was all through music. You saw the activities I was doing on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram account, even if I was, a baby. My Instagram account was like a little baby at that point.
Beautiful.
And you started telling me how your daughter connected with music in such a special, deep way, and how that was like life-saving, you told me, and the words are still there for you and your family. So I think my first question for you is, when did you notice and how did you notice that she has a special interest with music and connects with music?
That's such a wonderful question because it's been a long time. So my little one, she just turned what she calls herself a preteen teen. But she's been playing the piano now since she was 3 years old. One of the lovely guys at our church, he was such an extraordinary musician, and on Saturdays we'd rock up at our church place of worship back then, and she would tinker on the keys. But I think given her needs at the time, he was very compassionate, but she just seemed to get really calm. And
Mm.
so when her school offered the opportunity to play the drums, I let her do that too. And then when we moved to Surrey, a friend of mine at the time, a little one, was learning how to play the viola. And she was also a violin teacher. So she's been playing the violin now for like 5 years.
Wow.
She just has a propensity for music. Now she wants to learn how to play the trumpet. And I'm like,
Oh.
listen, you can be a female version of Prince, because music really has transformed our lives. And it's along with a lot of the other therapeutic interventions and her own sense of curiosity, it has been a lifeline. So yeah, so from
Mm.
very early on, I knew. And she used to take little spoons and stuff when she was a baby and simulate drums and all that. So she's definitely always had an affinity for music.
Mm. Can you tell us some of the positive changes you've noticed with her and in your family? Maybe something that you've seen like straight away, and then something that you see now after quite a few years of music being present in her life. Some of those positives.
So I would say two C's for sure would be her calmness. So she has calmed down consecutively over the last few years, and I know that is the music being able to calm down, find her place, not to have to put on any airs and graces or what they call masks.
Mhm.
When she just gets with the piano or gets around other people and starts talking about music, a natural calmness just takes over, and concentration would be the second C. That is
Mm.
something that's taken a longer period of time, and it's something that she really struggled with before. And so I know a little bit of that is down to the music because she's had to concentrate on the theory part,
Yes.
especially when she can get a little cocky on the piano because she can learn a tune and instantly like that, and her music teacher is like, you're not reading, you've memorized that. Where her confidence, that would be the third C, is growing more. So she's less cheeky, which would be the fourth C. She's less cheeky on the violin because maybe she doesn't have as much confidence there, even though she's been playing a while. So you have four C's that have developed very quickly, but also over a period of time as well.
That's brilliant. That's what I'm trying to empower the parents all the time by saying there are so many benefits and like so many transferable skills in in the day-to-day activities, not only in music. So can you think of some of those maybe transferable skills that you've seen that she's taken from music and applying in something else? You did say about the concentration and focusing,
Yeah,
which can be applied in all our activities. Is
definitely.
there anything
Yes.
else? Yeah.
So I would say what's really fascinating is little one, younger children and adults. She has them down packed. It's children at her level or around her age periods that creates a level of anxiety that can spiral out of
Mhm.
control. So her ability to just calm down, own her spaces, help her interacting with her peers much more better. Socialization skills has been key, and I know that's linked to the music just because
Mm.
for some reason it would just really make her feel very anxious. But when she has the music and like, I can actually see her wheels spinning when she is like counting, what do I need to do, like looking at incorporating steps. Okay, this is a process. Interacting with other people is a process, like my piano, like my violin, and my approach to that.
True.
And then also her ability to communicate. So her ability, she's always been able to speak, but it's always been really one-sided. So her being able to turn take in terms of
Mhm.
communicate and
Mm.
effectively convey what her meaning is, that is, it's, we still have room to develop, but I can see she has markedly improved, and that's down to the music and her being able to step by step reason and think things through and have a process, because it must be quite intimidating when you have issues around your executive function,
Mm.
all of those kind of things. And then just the inbelt, she's very anxious. You'd look at her, she's taller than me now, and you would think, oh, she's not. She is. But wherever she's able to let me apply a process that's tried and tested, and I know that's come from the music. So she
Mm.
uses those skills in order to help her navigate other areas of her lives. And she's a great teacher. So a couple of months ago, when we were kind of on a break from lockdown, I feel like Rachel and Ross from Friends, but we were on a break. When we were on a lockdown break, we had some friends over, and she sat down and started teaching another sweet little boy about the different parts of the violin and
Oh.
how her part is. And it just blew me away. I knew she was listening, but you learn something when you're
Mhm.
able to calmly teach it to someone else. So there are
Mhm.
so many, and maths. She is a math genius, but the way she thinks and processes things, you can see all of the training that has been applied in the musical context. She imposes that with the maths, and it's really skyrocketed her development in that area as well.
Wow, all of these are so amazing. And I know there are a few musicians that joined us in here, so let us know what do you think. Right, so I'm just going, if I may, just say hello quickly to Anna from Little Diva Handmade. And oh, there's so many people here. New Day
Oh,
Speech and Michael Wickham. I'm not sure I'm saying this right. Fifi Ramones says, love this. Mr. Bright says he's a musician.
oh
He's
my
teaching children lots of musical instruments. He says music is
goodness.
beautiful. Yeah, our super special children, authentic autistic. Hi.
Yay.
And oh, hi everybody. And I know I saw Mandy earlier and
Oh,
Carla. Yeah, hello everybody. Sorry, I lost
wow.
track of all the comments and the messages. Thank you very much. I think, if I didn't know better, I'd say that you've done my course, because that's where I highlight all
Oh,
the
wow.
benefits of doing musical activities or learning a musical instrument for autistic children.
Mm.
And I try to highlight so much all of these transferable skills. And when you talked about socializing
Oh,
and
wow.
how your daughter is now able to take leadership roles, like teaching that little guy, that little boy, this is really amazing. And that's what music is developing. Hi, Carla. This is what exactly music is developing, one of the skills by taking turns, by learning to wait, and when it's your turn, and then you have the opportunity to practice all of this in a safe environment, at your home, or with a teacher whom you have a bond with, with that teacher after a while, after doing, a few years of music lessons or music sessions. You have a bond, and you can practice all of these skills with in a safe environment. And then when she's moving somewhere else, when she's going, like you said, with her peers, or it's somewhere in the garden where maybe it's not such a familiar, safe environment, she still can take some of those transferable skills and apply them in environments that are not so comfortable to her. And like you said, it's all like thanks to music, and there's so many opportunities that she had to practice that and see that it was safe, it's okay. And and even if she chooses not to interact as much as you'd expect,
Yeah.
still she has the power to make that choice, whilst in the past, without practicing these skills for such a long time through music and having the opportunity for trial and error,
Yeah.
maybe she wouldn't have been there at all, or she would have been in a very big distress. We don't know how her not having music, how her life
Well,
might have been.
I do know. I do know because crowds and even the educational environment have always, she's from day one, she's really, really struggled, really performance anxiety, and just, it really is tough for her. So I know she's making strides, and even you just reminded me. So after nearly a year or more than a year, she used to go to the orchestra, which is sponsored by the local authority in which we live. And I would have to sit outside of the door. I would have to poke my head out at strategic timing so she could see that I was there. She'd sit in the very back of the room. Because of COVID restrictions, they've just had their first face-to-face session. We couldn't go in the building. And I was a little nervous, but something was like, no, I'm okay. She's okay. Bye, Mom. And she went in the whole building. She didn't even look back. And I was like, holy moly, that would not have happened this time last year. She went out. She did really, really well, engaged. And the feedback, getting back of how she interacted, how she engaged, it was just, it's worth it. It's wonderful. And that wouldn't have happened. It just would not have happened before.
Oh, amazing. It's really amazing. And I know I saw, hi Tiffany, I saw Tiffany joining, and Gems and Minerals. So it might be your followers. I don't recognize.
Hey, everyone.
Speech.
We're all
Lovely.
one community, eh?
Yes. Well, thank you everybody for taking, just a few seconds or a few minutes to say hello. Thank you for taking, this time. Oh, thank you, Fifi Ramone. So you definitely say that music has made such a positive impact in her life, with so many aspects that you said. Would you say that also increased the well-being of your family as a whole, and not particularly just hers?
Oh, definitely, because we have a collective goal
Mm,
around wanting to see her thrive. And we've completely immersed ourselves in the world of neurodiversity as much as we can as a family, and really helping us using music as a conduit to help us understand how she likes to engage with the world around her has really been a lifeline, and it's taken us on a journey to not have to have her conform to a certain way, but how does she like to learn? How does she like to engage? How can we do to put things that she really enjoys in her to really help her engage with learning curriculum from school
mm,
to okay, well, what kind of like musical games, what kind of things can we do to kind of help engage her in other areas?
mm,
So it's so funny because her violin teacher, uh, she is larger than life, as you probably can imagine her mommy is. So there is nothing shrieking violet about my darling girl. But when she holds her violin, I don't know if it's a little nerve, she just holds it like this, very structured, very this. And her violin teacher, who's very prim and proper, is like, I want long bow. I want you to just go with it. Go with it. And she, yes, I got it. Like kind of an autoton. But when mommy kind of rubs her the wrong way, or maybe I've nagged her a little bit, she can long bow, and she just gives the passion to the music and all that stuff. And as a little joke, her violin teacher was like, right before any lessons or any performance, just make her a little upset. That way we can get more longbow. And we all just laughed. And I said, okay, I think I can do that. But in all seriousness, she can communicate and convey so much for us to help understand her. And I
mm,
think that's been pivotal learning for us, going through the how it is,
mm.
moms and parents and carers with children that are neurodiverse, just trying to make sense of it and not wanting to stand out, and your kid being the odd one out, or other people with their weird sneers and all that stuff. Music has helped us say, you know what? She doesn't need to change for anybody. She's
Mm.
perfect just like she is. And music, in so many ways, has helped us. She has skills that we have to catch up to. So she doesn't need to change for anyone. We need to change. So, very long winded, I know, but stop it. I'm so sorry. Okay, please forgive me, guys. That's my 93-year-old neighbor calling to check on the mirror because they have
Oh,
a fantastic relationship. Let me just turn that off. Oh, dear.
oh,
So that's all. Sorry about that. And also, I would say another point that everything is fortuitous, because during the lockdown, when our elderly neighbor, she couldn't come out, she was shielding. My little one would say, Mom, I want to play something for her. And if I asked her to play for you guys now, she would faint. She would be like, I'm not doing it. She'd go out on the high street. People would be looking through their windows, and she'd play for her through her window, play different songs she
oh.
was learning from her violin pieces, and she would play for her. And that was a lifeline to our neighbor. So,
Mm,
so in that regards, she's really stepped in out of this beautiful light through music to help inform the world in which she lives. And I'm so proud of her.
oh, this is so lovely. She's really come a long way, hasn't she,
She really
from
has.
the age of 3, like, up to now.
Yeah.
I I think sometimes when I'm posting about the power of music, and I do have some comments, from parents saying that, oh, we are doing other therapies, we don't want to overwhelm them with new musical games or with teaching an instrument, even if we've noticed that our child has really an interest in music and works with music very well. Or I have some parents that are telling me, my child is nonverbal, they won't speak with anybody, but however, they are singing. And still they are not doing any extra activities with them. And I guess the whole of my account is just empowering the parents to take some actions and start firstly at home, and then if they really see lots of benefits, then they can look for a music teacher like you did, or for several, because probably you have several for all the musical instruments.
Oh, my half of my living room is this instrument, and she can have 1,000. And I love that point you just made about the parents with the nonverbal kids. They may be nonverbal, but they're always communicating. There were times when she would have epic meltdowns where I would just be in the corner in tears, just shatter like, how come I cannot help my child? They're always communicating, but we need to dare to listen. Find out what I'm a firm believer. I know people have different thoughts. All behavior is communication. And like today, my neighbor, I said, oh, can she just come over? Because we've been out visiting nannies that we haven't seen in over a year, family members that we haven't seen in a year and a half. And we were in the car for a total of like 10 hours, our first trip out in the last year. And I was like, mommy needs a break. But in her way, I could have got mad. There was sometimes I was a little frustrated because I'm like, oh dear. But she was communicating, I need something different. And she went, jumped on the trampoline with her friends. And then she came back. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna show T and K my latest song on the violin. And I was like, my sweet, lovely darling, no, you are not. Mommy is on a break. You can show them tomorrow. But the enthusiasm, and because they decided they wanted to play a rock band. And I was like, okay, first of all, you're not going to play a rock band with a violin.
Who knows?
Especially not with the cricket bat that the little one was holding. I was like, no, you're going to take the cricket bat out and we're going to keep the violin nice and safe. But we just have to be in tune with what they're trying to teach us. What a privilege, what an honor.
Got a lovely comments in here. Music therapy at home says, what an inspiring parent and advocate for those children who are neurodiverse you are. And it's true, I agree, you are an amazing advocate. Very true. I think lots of people relate to your stories. It's really amazing. Thank you. Thank you everybody for your lovely comments. We need to dare to listen. Yeah, that's true. All behavior is communication. I love that. Guys, such lovely comments.
Oh,
thank you,
beautiful.
Lachelle.
Okay. Kate's in the house. She's another extraordinary neurodiverse mommy. Whoop, whoop.
She is, and she is also supporting her, her boys' interests. One of them being interest in music as well.
I want to take our musical adventures on the road. So we've been to Enfield, we've been to Milton Keynes this week. We need to put our little pins on the UK maps this summer. So Kate, we need to put a pin on the map for you soon, very soon, in the next few weeks.
Definitely. I think one of other questions that I wanted to ask you, and then we'll probably wrap it up after that. Otherwise, we'll talk for hours because I really love you and I love all of these inspiring stories. I think it goes back to the comments that I usually get for my posts saying that they don't want to if their children are doing different other therapies, they don't want to overwhelm their children with some more activities, even if the children are interested in music. And I know you mentioned exactly in the beginning saying that music went along with other therapies that you've done. So did you find that they actually complement each other somehow, music with the other therapies, or they go along okay? Or
that's a really interesting question, and I appreciate that. And I would start off by saying every situation, every child, every family dynamic is different, so it has to be a unique individual thing. But what we found is it's like an outlet. So like her Legos, she can have 1,000 things going on, but she needs to engage with her Legos. She needs to, strum her, because she has a guitar. She's played the ukulele for a little bit. So I know. I was like, come on, girl, let's take this show on the road. But I think for her, and she'll tell me, she's like, Mom, I want to do my practice tomorrow. I'm just a little tired. And normally I'll be like, okay, because she rarely asks. I think if you listen to them and whether they're using words or their actions to express themselves, I think that will give you the answers you need. But in our case, music has been like an outlet. additional way of her to communicate without the filters of having to do it a certain way. Yes, with her theory, she has to play it, but we try to badge it as that will help your confidence and help you continue to grow.
Mhm.
Um, so I joke with her. I was like, she was like, I want to play the bass guitar and the trumpet and all that. I said, you can play as many instruments, but mommy will very much almost insist that you keep the piano and the violin, because those, if you have scholarships or different things like that, those are open doors. Like, she was featured once with her violin teacher. She has probably like 50 students, and she picked 2 students
Oh,
and
wow.
to go to accompany her, to do a special performance. And
Mhm.
that came out of Amir's heart, out of her little one's heart, and a desire to play, and her progress she made. And I think music helps open up doors that
Mm,
might not readily be accessible, but it
mm,
has to be an individual thing. And I can tell she's had trauma intervention therapy. She's had all kinds of dealings with camps for obvious reasons to help support her through her multiple diagnoses. But the tapestry of consistently being able to access music, I think, has been a tremendous way of her expressing herself since she was 3.
mm. Well, such an amazing story,
Oh,
and I'm really, really impressed. I think she's just amazing.
you're gonna
She's just
you're
amazing
gonna
playing so many instruments.
you're gonna make me cry, because
But yeah, my little one, she I don't know if I told you we started I started teaching her ukulele because that was the first instrument she expressed interest, and last year she was all fine with that until before Christmas she decided she doesn't want to do ukulele with mommy anymore. She wants to learn violin, so it was like a
I know.
yeah, like a direct offense to me. I'm teaching guitar and ukulele and you want to do violin. And
I
now
know.
she's onto the piano. And she's jumping from there to there. But I do encourage and support that. And I do see, the beginning. I do see some beginnings of what you told me, and I really appreciate sharing your story because I do see. I've started to see, the boost of the confidence and all of the amazing socializing that you were talking about. I see the beginnings, and I can see where it could go by continuing that. And I don't know about yourself, but I do encourage and support her through all of her musical choices, whatever else she's going to choose and play, but not with mommy, obviously, with somebody else. But
Right.
the goal is not for her to particularly be a future musician, at least in my case. I don't know about you and your case. I just encourage all of these for the amazing benefits that they have.
This is true, but I've been told on so many occasions that she is the next Lady Gaga.
Mm,
Look at all these talents, and it's so sweet to watch her, because I think she does one between all of the things she admires, like rock songs, and she's always listening to music. So I could probably see a little bit of that in her, in her future. But more importantly, I want her to be happy. I
mm,
want her to find those things in life that makes her feel good and great about herself, because when you are coming from a place of self-love, how powerful can you be to those within your sphere of influence? But I can actually see her rocking it out on a stage one day. How she's going to get there is going to blow my mind. But she was like, I think one time I came down and she was just going to town like Chuck Berry on the piano. And it
mm.
was like 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, darling, she says, wait, mom, I'm rocking it out. And I was like, well, okay, then. Just tomorrow, let's do it at 7 as opposed to 10 o'clock for our neighbor's sake. But
Mm,
she's
yes.
always listening to music, either on YouTube. She has her headphones on. She's always engaged. Oh, mom, did you hear that melody? Did you hear that? So music is just, I think if she bleeds music notes. She just
Mm.
loves, she just immerses herself in it. And it's really, I'm not seeing her be that passionate about anything but math. Her music is just everything to her. And I really, really admire that about her.
But look what you've just said. I just picked up on the attention to details that she developed, another life
Oh, yeah.
transferable skill, isn't it? That's coming from the attention to detail for the music that she has. Oh, Michelle, thank you very much for joining me. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Such lovely comments, and you seem to have such a great community who came to support you in here, my lovely Michelle.
Oh, everyone's so lovely. Thank you so much for having me today, and it was really lovely. And you are such a fantastic host. So keep it going.
Oh,
Keep it going.
thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely week ahead. And thank you for sharing your story. It was really so inspiring, Lachelle. Have a
Bless you
lovely
all.
evening.
Okay,
Thank you,
bye
everybody.
everyone. Thanks for
Bye.
chiming in. Bye.